All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, I got the brother Dawa with me. We just going to give a update on what's going on with the markets. They're saying the market's going to bleed tomorrow, so... Lord willing that happens, but you got it, bro. You got an article pulled up.
Yeah, so this is basically highlighting what Jim Cramer said on his show Mad Money, which Jim Cramer is, he's one of the keepers of the house, all right? He's been around, pay attention to the stock market, every day and shit like that, and he also has his own show. So this actually happened after hours or over the weekend, basically when the market was closed, and he was giving his outlook for next week. And we're going to get right into it. So this is from New York Post. It says CNBC host Jim Cramer warns of Black Monday market crash over Trump tariffs, rivaling record 1987 collapse. All right, that was one of the big crashes that happened, in recent history. You had that the Black Monday of 87. You had the .com bubble crash in the early 2000s. You had the housing market crash of 08. Then you had the Crown crash of 2000. And we just came off of the worst week since, the whole Crown brought all the markets down. But this time it's not because of a health crisis; it's because of this trade war. And they're not lightening up. Trump he's doubling down on it. You're gonna see these other nations and the European Union put reciprocal tariffs back on America.
Well, they already did.
Okay, yeah,
the EU, yep.
So hey, it's gonna. Basically, he's going to say unless Trump comes out and does something, which he's not, I don't believe through the spirit he is, because of like what the bro had mentioned about him mentioning the economic, what did he say?
He said an economic revolution on his Truth Social.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you tie that, you have to tie that to the stock market and these companies. There's about to be a big pivot. But here's the thing: these top CEOs and companies, they already knew about this. They were already planning for this. They were already pulling their money. The money that's about to be lost is everybody that didn't get out the game. They're about to all the middle class, all you people that got 401ks that can't pull your money out. Yeah, y'all about to lose. All the big guys got their shit out. So
and don't think you're gonna be able to get your money out the bank either. Yeah. The FDIC, they only cover up to $250,000, but they ain't gonna cover people.
Yep.
You just gonna be asked. You gonna be asked out. But you got it, bro.
It says CNBC host and market commentator Jim Cramer warned that America is in store for another Black Monday market crash similar to the record 1987 collapse if President Trump doesn't curtail his tariff plan. And he's not.
He's not, because Netanyahu's on his brain. Yep. He's on his way here. And like we said, we did a video on this, but, pretty much it didn't save. But, he's coming out here and he's pretty much reminding Trump, like, look, we got to handle Iran, and that's going to help taint, the economy if we go to war, which we're already in war. But he's going over there to tell them, like, look, either you going to hit Iran or we going to do it, So that's a big thing. Yep. But, Salakia, you got it.
It says Cramer, who noted that the 1987 crash saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average fall by 22.6% in a single day, said the bloodbath could be repeated after the brutal 2-day sell-off following the announcement of Trump's sweeping tariffs against nearly 90 countries. And to put that in retrospect, it fell 22% then, but the market is a lot more pumped up now. So if it was to fall 22% tomorrow, that would be the end of the economy, bro. Because it wasn't as big. Like, you have to, when they say something's down like 2% or 3% or whatever, it's from where it was at. Yeah. So it's been going up since 87. The market, the Dow Jones is all the way up. Yeah. If it fell 22%, it would go damn near back to the levels it was at 87, which would trigger. And on top of that, the dollar was stronger back then. Yeah. The dollar is weaker now. So, man, it would just be bad, bro.
Yeah, it's going to cause people to panic. Mainly these Edomites. See, you niggas, Esau got you niggas right where he wants you. You niggas don't even know this is even going on. Yep. But these Edomites, hey, best believe, man, they been the ones mainly buying gold and buying silver and getting guns and ammo and They been preparing for this shit.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But you niggas, it's gonna just hit you at once. You ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. But you got it, bro. Then let's get the keepers of the house.
Yep. It says if and this is direct quote. It says if the president doesn't try to reach out and reward these countries and companies that play by the rules, then the 1987 scenario, the one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday. See it, hey, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. Mm-hmm. So he's saying there was 2 days. He outlined the week before, and then leading it, he said how he felt stressed and shit going into the weekend.
Yeah.
So the Thursday and Friday were 2 big drops, and then Monday when the market opened up, it was Black Monday. It fell 22%. So we're seeing it's lining up to be the same thing.
Yeah.
2 big drops, and then Monday.
Yeah, right? That's why he's saying that.
That's why he's saying
Yeah.
It says if the president doesn't try to reach out and reward these countries and companies that play by the rules, then the 1987 scenario, the one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday, has the most cogency. Yeah. Kramer said on his show Saturday, I'll say, okay, so he did this yesterday, referring to the worst single day fall in the history of the Dow.
Yeah, and once again, Trump said on his Truth Social, a warning to all Americans. He said there's going to be an economic revolution. You know, it's going to be tough at first, but he's trying to sweeten it up, saying, you know, in the end, it's going to be better for us. Pretty much what they're telling you is that they're about to do away with the FRN, with the current financial system, and usher in the blockchain digital financial system. Yep. That's what it's all about. It's all about, like Aaron Russo, when he did their interview, the Apostles Always Speak on it. He said the goal for the elites is to have everybody with an implantable micro C-hip. So they got to transition the money to digital because it's all about control. Once they got you in a blockchain, they can track everything. And they're using this Doge to justify it. Oh, you got 1-year-olds getting $1 million loans. You got people 117. People been dead 40 years, still getting Social Security. You know, you got, this amount of money. Like, they're just making it seem like, okay, damn, it's a lot of people just, you know, manipulating the government to get money. So we need to control this shit. But this is just a part of the agenda. Because once they control you, once they got, okay, you can't buy or sell unless you use this digital shit, whether it starts off with the CBDC, however, then everything else is going to follow suit. Okay, digital IDs, digital wallets, digital driver's license. Everything is going to be stored on that micro C-hip. But you got it, bro.
Yep, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Oh, yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, man. So, you know, hey, and I always bring out the scripture concerning the stock market because that's exactly what this scenario is prompting. With Kramer coming out and saying that if you study the markets and you know who Kramer is, he's one of the keepers of the house. And he's trembling. He's trembling. He's begging Trump, and he voted for Trump. Best believe he's begging Trump to do something, something, because his money's on the line too. Yeah, he's an insider. He's an insider, but he's not an elite. Yeah, you know, he's just somebody that's been in the market for a long time and shit. Yeah, but he still might not be in the loop, you know, because he might not be a small hat. Yeah, you know, I mean, he could be, but I don't think he is. Yeah, he's just one of these, you know, American guy. He had the American dream and shit. Yeah, but hey, they're trembling. You know, they're like, he's like, if Trump don't do shit, then it's going to continue to fall.
Oh, yeah. And it said the grinding shall cease in that verse, right? Yep. Hey, because look, man, and I've been seeing it on a low level, like different posts on X saying, hey, the guys that got a stable job, you know, pretty much got the bare necessities. Hey, those men about to win, man.
Yeah. Because guess who really don't see this shit coming? Women. Women don't see this shit coming at all. Fucking all. And it's gonna hit them the hardest, man. Oh yeah. You know, because men are naturally, they can become minimalists, man. It ain't a whole lot. You know, women, they're very high maintenance. They need a lot to you know, and once all these luxuries and shit start going away, they gonna realize, man, very soon. It says, verse 4, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. The economy's coming down to a halt. That's what a recession is, a slowdown. But we're past a recession. We've been in a recession. We've been in an economic growth slowdown. We're about to hit a depression.
Yeah.
Which is a full-on collapse.
Oh, yeah.
You have the stock market crashing. You got the dollar getting weak. You got
World War Three.
You got World War Three. You know, people losing their fucking jobs and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so there's no, they can't pump this place up.
Nah,
and Trump ain't even been in office 3 months, man.
And then you got all of these clothing stores shutting down. You got Hooters shutting down. You got, a lot of businesses is shutting down, which tells you that the economy is not looking good, man.
Yep.
You know, it's not looking good. And best believe, OnlyFans, all that shit you women be doing, that shit gonna slow down. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna have these chicks making 100,000 a week, you know, $1 million a month.
Yeah.
You know,
they had their time.
The Bop House.
Yeah.
You know, you had your time. Now the Lord is about to shift all the power to his servants, the prophets. That's the time that we're in right now, because his name will be glorified through his servants, the prophets. That's right. You got it, bro.
It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, just to finish out that verse. But yeah, they're ushering in a digital system, man. Mm-hmm. It's time for them to do it. Yeah. You got Speed over there, you know, showing off all of China's technology and shit. And people are over here is like, okay, they always try to say, oh, China's they're communist, but they're a tech, you know, titan. Yeah. You know, they're far more advanced. You know, here it is, these Teslas that you can pull the panels off of them and shit. Yeah. You know, shit falling apart, shit cheaply made, but they're doing it over there for cheaper and it's more advanced. Yeah. So they have to try to catch up. And if like Trump said, America's going to be the crypto capital of the world. In order for them to do that, they're going to have to do away with the dollar. Yeah. They're going to have to do it with the dollar, and they're going to have to go to war. Because war is how you maintain dominance. Okay, China, they're doing too much. You know, we gotta go to war with them if we wanna. If the U.S. wants to stay the number one superpower, they gotta go to war with Russia and China. Yep. Iran is just a smoke screen. Okay, they're doing that for the small hats, but that's gonna pull in China and Russia because they have strategic interests in that region, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're not gonna sit idle and just let you bomb the shit out of Iran. Yep. You know, but once again, this is what's needed to keep that hegemony, which Russia and China, they're been spouting a lot recently. Like, look, we making a multipolar world. Mm-hmm. That's why even Iran, what he said was something that the BRICS stand on. Treat each other with mutual respect and as an equal. And Iran said that they would negotiate with the U.S., but they don't want to negotiate with being threatened and threatened. They want to be looked at as an equal. Yep. But the U.S. doesn't look at anybody as an equal. No. The U.S. is the hammer of the whole earth, like the scriptures say. And even Trump, when he was asked about China, Russia, and Iran doing them naval drills, and he was asked, was he worried about them clicking up, and he was like, nah, we're stronger than all of them. We're stronger than all of them. Yeah, okay. But you got it, bro. Yeah, I got this in, I'm going to start at, this is Habakkuk 2. I'm going to start at the top.
Beautiful.
It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Mm-hmm. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Mm-hmm. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
And it's speaking. Yep. It's speaking. We can clearly see this place is going down. Esau is going down. All right. Not only can we see it with the prophecies, we're seeing it in real time. When you around these devils, their spirit is just defeated. They defeated. They can't even make eye contact with you. You know, they pretty much do things to try to please you. You know, put on certain music and shit. Yep. Try to get on your good side, man. Yep. Like, and they know their women. Yep. They know their women want Jake. Yep. Like, they don't even get mad or offended I mean, they most likely do on the inside, but they can't show it. You know, when they see they women checking out Jay or you checking out they women.
We used to get lynched for looking at that.
Yeah,
Bro.
And it's like y'all can have Eve. You know, we don't even want these bitches. You know, cause that be their way to try to want. Like we don't give a fuck. Like when we was at camp.
Yeah, they the losing team. Bro.
Yeah, that's the losing team. Shit, they women all over Jake, man. But you got it, bro.
Yep. It says, verse 3 again, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Yeah, it will surely come, and it's happening right now in real time. We're literally seeing Esau go down. We're seeing, you know, inflation is going up. Okay, all of these tariffs, which the EU responded earlier today. I had shared it in the chat. They slapped 20% on all U.S. imports. So
damn. So what he was speaking on yesterday.
What?
All right, he said, you know, he mentioned, you know, if the EU ended up putting more tariffs. So if you said they already announced it, you know, bro, it's cooked, bro.
Yeah.
It's cooked, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't shit they can do.
Yeah. This place is done.
It ain't shit they can do because Trump ain't gonna be able to pull that shit off, pull it back. He's not gonna pull it back now.
Nah.
It's over with, man.
This place is done. It's going down the drain, and things are speeding up. So our value is about to skyrocket, brothers.
Yep.
You know, because we the only ones that know what's going on and why it's going on and what it's going to lead to. These people don't have the answers. Okay, now you got niggas like Anton Daniel. Now he trying to be a prophet. Nigga, keep talking about these hoes and lead a prophecy to the prophets.
Exactly.
You got it.
I'm gonna read down verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. You know, and that's the dynamic, man. All right, these devils, they gonna do what they gonna do. All right, we know that they're the wicked. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. We're gonna continue to have faith in Yahweh Shemel Rashad. All right, because hell, we don't really got nothing on this side anyway. We don't have much to lose. We have nothing to lose, really. You know, but everything to gain. But Esau about to lose every fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
man.
everything.
You know? And the Lord is about to bless us, man. We on the way up and they on the way down.
Oh yeah.
Verse 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. That's why you see them all the way. They didn't send all these bombers to Diego Garcia. They got all these naval bases and air bases and army bases all over the world. You know, he neither keeps. He doesn't keep at home. Here it is. You got people. You got homeless. You know, homelessness over here. You got issues going on over here. But they're worrying about trying to be, you know, the hammer of the whole earth.
Yep.
When they home base is fucked up.
Yep.
And best believe Putin see that shit.
Oh, yeah.
When he did that video with that interview with Tucker Carlson, you know, he mentioned that shit. He was like, bruh, y'all, I'm seeing what's going on with the border.
Yeah.
Y'all letting all these people into y'all country and shit.
Yeah. They all eyes is on Babylon.
But they wanna police the world.
Yeah.
You know? It says, neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. Like you mentioned, you know, that black horse, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And he's about to do that by way of that sea hill, man.
Yep.
He's about to try to heap to himself all people, all nations under one banner with him being on top, man.
Yep.
You know, verse 7, or actually verse 6, and here's the point. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yep. The
whole reason they put they had got Elon up in there with the Doge and shit, they trying to cut down the debt deficit. But when you build a nation on so much debt and you remove your currency from backing it from real tangible gold and silver and shit, all right, and just build it on debt, all right, it's bound to fall. So they're not going to be able to make the government more efficient. So they're realizing that. That's why if they're saying Elon is stepping back now, it might be because they realize like, hey, we're not going to be able to stop this. We need to just go ahead and crash it and deal with the turmoil and then build back what Biden had, build back better. New world order. They got all different names. But either way, it's going to be a reset. It's going to be a new system
exactly
in place, which is the MOTB, the CHIP.
Yep.
All right, and you're gonna realize that the starting with Elder and Apostle Tahar to the men on down, they were right. The MOTB is a CHIP. It's not an embargo. It's not a fucking tariff. It's not sleeping with white women. It's none of that. It's the CHIP, and you people gonna realize that soon, man.
Oh yeah, and I like how you mentioned all that, because another thought that I had about Elon Musk stepping back, because they want to try to make him like the good guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's allowing free speech. They want to make it seem like he's the good guy, but he's the one really working, on the Sea Hill. Like a few days ago, this guy in a wheelchair, he got the Sea Hill in his brain, and he was playing chess and other PC games with it from his mind.
Damn, bro.
And Elon Musk spoke about how they can restore the blind sight, but it'll be like pixel granted at first. Mm-hmm. But pretty much he fulfills that, in their right hand or in their forehead. He's the guy with the Neuralink and all that, man, that's going to have those miracles. So, hey, it's happening. Like the brother said, hey, they laid themselves with thick clay, that dealt, man. Mm-hmm. And now they got to reset everything. Because, like you were saying, if China could crash this bitch, because all of the debt that the U.S., that's the only answer is to just bring in a new system. And that's what's happening. But you got it, bro.
Let me get this. It says, verse 7, it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. See, these nations are about to spoil you. They're not dealing. See, they done started BRICS. They realizing America, they don't want to give up that top dog spot. All right, but see, they're not going to be able to go about it diplomatically. Mm-hmm. So it's just going to be by way of war. Right? Verse 8, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, and all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all them that dwell therein. Mm-hmm. So, hey, all these nations are about to be confederate against America, even its allies. It's written, man. All right, the Lord has made you small, and in particularly, them small hats. But see, they're the only one. America's the only ones that's still locked in with them. Everybody else is done with them. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get them, trying to get Netanyahu thrown in jail if you enter their country and shit like that, But, hey, they're being revealed. It's time for them to be revealed. That wicked is being revealed, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Everybody is hip to, I'm seeing hella Hitler video, I didn't mean to say it out loud. I'm seeing hella Big H, little mustache videos on Twitter and shit, man. Yep. If people are agreeing with him, it's like, now it makes sense why he was on these people's head. Because they're fucking devils, man. Yeah. And they're tyrants. Yeah. And they're about to be taken out of power, man.
Yeah. He didn't want, one of the reasons why he was against him, he didn't want pornography. Yeah. Because the small hats is behind all this shit, man. All that shit. They run and push all that shit, man. And now everybody is watching you. Your skirt is lifted. Like the scriptures say, you exposed. You can't hide yourself no more. Everybody's looking at you small hats. Yep. All right? Yep. But was that it? Yeah. So we can wrap it up there. Just, a quick edifying video. A lot came out. Hey, let's see what happens this week. Yep. With that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations.